Hello friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video we are going to learn Python interview questions related to break, continue and pass statement. So we will learn why to use these three statements in our Python coding. So I have already covered the basic concept of break, continue and pass in the tutorial video. I will provide the link in the description. So let's start with the first question. What is the purpose of break statement in Python? So why we need the break statement? So break statement terminates the loop statement and transfer execution to the statement immediately following the loop. So break statement is used to come out of the loop. So whether you are using a for loop or while loop, if you want to come out of the loop without completing all the iterations, then you can make use of break statement. So we will see in the practical coding how we can make use of break statement. If the break statement is in a loop, it exists from the loop, and if the break is in a nested loop, it exists from the innermost loop. So in whatever loop you have provided the break statement, it will come out of that particular loop. Now let's see in the demo how we can implement the break statement. So here in the PyCharm editor I have main.python file. So inside this file let's declare a for loop. So I will say here for I in range. So let's start the for loop from 1 till 5. So if you want to execute the for loop till 5, you need to provide here the value as 6, and here you need to give the colon. So this is the syntax for loop, and let me print here I. So print I. So what output it will generate? Let's run this code. So we are getting the output as 1 2 3 4 5 because we have provided the range till 6, so it will give us the output till 5. So what I want to do now, I want to print the values, but I don't want to print the number which is divisible by 5. So if the number is divisible by 5, then I want to come out of the loop. So I will provide here condition if I divided by 3 or 5, so we want to divide it by 5, is equal to 0, then I need to break. Okay, so this is the statement here, break. And after that, and for all other conditions, I want to print the value of I, and outside the for loop I want to print a statement, print out of the loop, Now let's run this code. So if I run this code now, so see here what output we are getting. So first time the value of I is 1, so 1 is not divisible by 5, right? So it will print the value of I, which is 1. Similarly for 2 it will print 2, for 3 then 4. Now at the time of 5, so 5 divided by 5 is equal to 0, so it will say break. So it is not printing the value of I, because here we are saying break. So whenever we encounter the break statement, it will come out of the loop and it will say out of the loop. So it will not implement the next iteration. So instead of providing 5, if I say here 3, okay, so let's see what happens now. So if I run this code, so see now, so 1 is not divisible by 3, so it is printing the value of I as 1. Now next time 2, so 2 is not divisible by 3, so it is printing the value of 2. Now for the third time, so value of I will be 3, so 3 divisible by 3, yes, so we are getting the output as 0. So it will say break. So it is directly coming out of the loop. It is not executing the next statement, which is 4 and 5, because we have provided the range till 6. It should iterate till 5, but once it encounter the break, it is directly coming out of the loop. It is not executing the next iteration. So I hope you understand the use of break. So whenever you come out of the loop without executing the further iterations, then you can make use of break statement. Now moving towards the next question, what is the purpose of continue statement in Python? So continue statement causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its condition prior to reiterating. So in simple words, what does continue statement will do? as per the condition you provided in the loop, it will start the iteration again from the loop and will not execute the remaining statement. So let me show you in the demo how we can make use of continue here. So let's say instead of break I provide here continue. So what will happen now? Let me run this code. So when I say continue, so 1 divided by 3 is not 0, so it will not come to continue, it will directly print I, so it will say 1. Now next time 2. Now when the I will have the value 3, so 3 divided by 3 is 0, so it will say continue. So it will not execute the remaining steps inside the for loop, it will directly take control to the next iteration. So once it execute the statement here, 3 divided by 3 is equal to 0, so it will say continue. So it will directly come to the start of for loop. So it will have the next iteration. So next iteration we have the value of I as 4. So 4 divided by 3 is equal to 0? No. So it will print the value 4. So next time 5. And once it come out of the loop, we have the statement out of the loop. So continue statement is not used to come out of the loop. It is used to take control to the start of for loop. Let me give another example here. So if I say here 2, so what will happen now? So it will print 1, but at the time of value of I is equal to 2, it will say continue. So it will not print 2 now, it will directly come to the next iteration, which will be 3. So let me run this code. So see, we are getting here 1, 3 and 5. Why we are not getting 2 and 4? Because at 2 it will be divisible by 2, so it will say continue, so the next iteration will be executed. And at the time of 4 also, so 4 divided by 2 will be equal to 0, so it will say continue, it will move towards the next iteration. So that's why we are not getting 4 as well. So that's the difference between break and continue. So you can make use of break and continue as per the requirement in your code. Now the last question in this video we want to cover is, what is the purpose of pass statement in Python? So pass statement is generally used when a statement is required syntactically, but you don't want any command or code to execute. So when you don't want to do anything, at that time you can make use of pass statement. Let's say when you declare a function and you don't want to provide its execution, but when you will call that function, so it will give you an error, because if you don't declare anything inside the method, but at that time if you provide the pass statement inside that particular method, then it will not generate any error. So let me show you in the demo here. Let me remove this part. Let's say we have one function called demo, def demo, okay, and inside this function you don't provide anything and you just call this function, let's say demo. Now what will happen? This code will generate an error. If I run this code, so it says expected and intended block after function definition on line 1. So in this function we have a error, but let's say we don't want to provide any implementation inside this function, we just want it to be blank. So instead of providing anything, you just need to say your pass statement. So once you declare a pass and run this code now, so it will not give you an error, so it is executed successfully. So that is the use of pass statement. When you don't want to provide anything inside the function, also you don't want to get any error, so you can make use of pass statement. So you will think why we need this type of statement, but when you have a large code and you just want to provide the function definition and don't want its execution, then at that time you can make use of pass statement. So I hope you have understood all the basic concept about the break statement, continue statement and pass statement. So that's it in this video. We will cover another interview questions in next video. Thank you for watching.